Okay, so first step you really need to do this is, or for me, what I do is I preheat the oven and I do it at 425. And now I am just going to cook the red onions, and this will also go on the sandwich. So because I have ceramic pan, I don't really put anything on there. And once this has been here for a little bit, like almost probably halfway through cooked, then I will add a little bit of butter. All right, so since I'm waiting for the onions to cook, what I will do now is put some mayonnaise on here, on the bread. And depending on what you would prefer, how the mayonnaise is, I usually just like light mayo on there. I am making 2 sandwiches, if you can see. I believe this is a ciabatta roll, and everything that you're seeing now has been bought at Costco. Not the plate, but anything food-wise is what I mean. Like the mayonnaise, this is like their giant jar of mayonnaise, and our family does consume mayonnaise quite a good amount, so it doesn't really go to waste. And I just had to check my onions to make sure it is not burning and overly, you know, it's cooking correctly is what I mean. It's not overly cooked, it's not burning, none of that. So there we go. Just spreading this out. And by the way, I don't think I've said it yet, but this is my version. It's the Copycat version, or trying to be, the Costco turkey provolone sandwich. I think that's what it's called. After that, I have their basil pesto, which is really, really good. And I put a little bit in there. Actually, when you buy the ones at Costco, I believe what they do is they mix in, they put a layer mayo, and then they mix in mayo and the pesto, and I don't really like that, so that's why my version is slightly different to that. I prefer it just a little more of the pesto than more mayo, so that's why I am not mixing them together. So I think this is a little bit more pesto than I wanted, but that's okay. Pesto is good. So I'm just gonna spread it out as evenly as I can. There we go. And the oven, I believe, is already ready. So what I'm waiting on now is just the onions. Okay, so this is a turkey breast that we purchased at Costco. Again, everything that I am using for the sandwich or sandwiches today is all bought at Costco. If you are not a Costco member, you can definitely still purchase this somewhere else. You don't have to buy it at Costco. And this video is not sponsored by Costco, by the way, so, or anybody. Just FYI, in case you're wondering. Also, if you do like these kind of videos or you enjoy my video, please don't forget to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button and also the bell so that you are notified every single time I do post a new video. So this channel is dedicated to just everything homemade food. Okay, so depending on how much turkey you want to put in your sandwich, that is a personal preference with me. I do prefer the sandwich doesn't really fall apart. So I do not overload it with turkey. And I try to be fair on both sandwiches. And you're gonna see, I just, you know, I just rip it by hand. I don't need to, I mean, you can definitely use a knife. That's not an issue right there, but I don't really mind doing it by hand, and I usually do this by hand. So, and if you haven't yet, you can also visit my other channel, which is just a catch-all kind of channel, and everything will be linked down below. So what I do now is I put the provolone on top of the turkey. And I want to make sure the provolone is in a perfect spot, that it is not going to just fall apart, just because this is going to go in the oven and be toasted in the oven. So you don't really need a toaster oven. We've never really thought of getting a toaster oven, but I do like making sandwiches. My husband just does enjoy eating the sandwiches I also make, so we have actually been thinking, and I think I will probably get a toaster oven at some point. And now so now what I'm going to do is add the cooked onions, the red onions right here. And I want to even them out just to make sure, whoops, both sandwiches have about the same amount. And if you are not an onion lover, just so you know, when you do cook the onions, especially the red onions, it's very, very flavorful. The sweetness does come out. So I actually like onions cooked. I don't like them raw. So these are the sandwiches. Okay, so now I will use this glass baking dish, and I will pop in both of the sandwiches to be toasted in the oven. All right, so this is fresh out of the oven, and the cheese is successfully melted. I did pop this in for 12 minutes. So what I would like to do now is just put this over here, and I will cut it up in half so it is just easier to consume. And because this is really hot, what I would prefer to do, sometimes I use a rag. And where you can get this rag, I will link it down below. This is from spongeoutlet.com. Again, this video is not sponsored by anybody, but they've been really great. And Will, shout out to Will, he's been really great to deal with. So that's what I just normally do. And you can see all that beautiful sandwich, all that crunch. All right, guys, I hope you liked my video, and you're gonna hit the like button as well as the subscribe button and the bell. And don't forget to also check out my other channel, because I do have other channels. Actually, it's more than one. So if you want to do that too, and don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell so you're notified every single time I do have another video in my channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. And this is the Costco Copycat, but really my version of the turkey provolone sandwich that they sell at their food court.